Welcome to the escape room. Enjoy the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Welcome everybody to the DIU Podcast. I'm Dom and I'm in Connecticut.
I'm Phil, and I'm down in Florida.
He's way
I'm
down in
also
Florida.
Phil, and I'm down in Florida.
We got Phil and Phil on the line here.
We got Phil Stereo.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, Phil squared. And yeah, this is our first remote podcast. I'm here in Connecticut. They're in Florida, and we're gonna talk about a couple things, and then they're gonna talk about Dare to Escape, The Office, or what is it, the paper company or something it's called?
The paper company, get the party back on track.
Right. So
Long name for a room, but
it is a long name for a room, but so is Captain Spoopy Bones and the search for somebody else's treasure.
It's still the best name for a room ever.
It is. Actually, I've been watching these awards that are going on right now, and Mind Factory got one for
Who's immersive?
no storyline.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
And he put a video for an acceptance speech video for it, and it was pretty cool. So I wrote in the chat room, congrats Mind Factory. So shout out to Dave over there. And he says by 2022 the next room will be open. So.
Oh, so tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, well, yeah. He did tell you that before you left too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So. Anyway, how's Florida down there?
Warm and sunny.
Warm and sunny. So you guys can't see this video, but before Phil left, he said he made a promise to Beckett that he was going to shave his head when I got down there, and he hasn't.
No.
He looks
No
just
time.
like his own dog, Milo. Shaggy.
Yeah.
I shaved yesterday. It's your turn. I went from having a nice thick beard, and I shaved it down.
I can only do so much in a day. I could stay a couple extra days, we still couldn't get it done.
Right. It's amazing how much time flies. I mean, you've been down there, 2 weeks as of today, really? Or yesterday, right?
Yeah,
So.
we still have a week left.
And it feels like I just got here.
Yeah. Done so much.
That's cool. I've just been chilling up here. I got the 3D printer all in pieces, and I can't figure out how to put it back together. So I'll be working on that later today and probably tomorrow.
A lot of duct tape.
No. I put the dual Z access on it, so that the vertical bar will just stay level. And then I got the direct drive extruder, which just sits right on top of the thing. And that doesn't fit. So I might have to buy a different one. We'll see. But yeah, it's all in pieces.
Nice.
I don't know how well you could see that, but.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I've been working on it on and off for about a week. So.
It's just all spare parts. Don't worry about it.
A lot of it is, actually. When you look at it. But. So, let's jump right into this. Let's introduce here the other Phil of Phil Squared here. Part of the DIU escape crew. He's the Florida chapter.
Yep.
And one of our plug-and-play players. How many rooms have you done so far?
Oh, man.
I mean, not that many, right?
No, I mean, all the ones I've done. Well, I did a couple without you guys.
Right.
I'd say even in the 20-30 range.
Oh, okay. A little more than I thought.
Yeah.
So you're right in there where your sister is, right in that general
Yeah.
area, and Gary is. So, what do you find why do you like doing escape rooms?
Man, I like the
It's
the
tough,
puzzle
right?
aspect. You know, it's I like having to think about stuff and try to figure it out, and it gives you puzzles that you have to think about in different ways. You know, it's not just like playing a game or I love playing video games. It's not just playing a video game and trying to figure out how to win the game. You got to think outside the box and come up with other ways to solve a puzzle. And once you solve it, you're not even done with that puzzle. That's just step one.
Yeah, it could be step one of 5 for one puzzle. You never know.
Yeah,
it's different.
You know, you never know what you're gonna walk into. You can get a description for it, but the description's not gonna tell you even close to everything that you're about to experience.
Right.
It's that unknown factor is great, you know.
It's funny too when we used to working together, and now you bring a person like Philip in the mix. You can actually see like the gears turning in his head when he gets it.
Yeah,
and he gets things that I don't get because he has a different way of thinking than we do.
Well, it's a generational gap, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a generational thing. They're used to looking at things differently, and things that would just frustrate me to no end. He'll just look at it and like in 10 seconds, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, here it is."
Right. I mean, we look at it that way too. Like you and me talked about it, Phil, on one of the games we did at Team versus Time, that the gangster room, where we had Becca go use the rotary phone, and she's like, "How the hell do you use this?"
Yeah.
So you look at the gap. It's just different. That's like my best reference for generation gap.
Oh no, I think the other good reference is going to be the Hangover game.
We don't want to talk about the Hangover.
Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit. Yeah, but nothing. Nothing makes you prouder, right, Phil, than your underage daughter knowing how to play beer games.
Yep. Yeah,
at the time, underage daughter. But
that's not how I play this game. Really, Max?
So think back, Phil, too. So far, out of maybe the 20, 30 games you've played, what would be one of your favorite games you've done?
And I would say, honestly, I probably would have 2 answers to that one.
Yeah.
The first one, if we're going just regular escape room, would probably have to be the Blockbuster movie store one.
Oh, the 90s video store, yeah.
Yeah, the one
down at Dare to Escape.
We could also at Dare to Escape.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was just so much fun. I mean,
that was nice. Yeah, that was good.
Every step of it, it didn't matter if it was like a harder puzzle or what. Like, it didn't make you want to go, all right, screw this, I'm done.
Yeah, like that other place we did down there.
It was fun the entire time, and it was nostalgic.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, so it was great. And on the other side of it, the other answer I'd probably give to that would be doing like the virtual escape rooms. Okay. We did the one.
We did one up here.
Yeah, we did the one up there. I mean, that was a lot of fun, and it's a different way to do it.
Yeah, I always thought that was more of a game than it was more than an escape room. Like it was more a video game than.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
that would be my second answer to it. It wouldn't be the front runner, but that'd be like if you were looking at the entire experience of, everything that an escape game could possibly be. Those are enjoyable to me.
Oh right, they are.
I like it.
You are a gamer, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
cool.
from that aspect, it's definitely, from looking at it from a gamer, they're fun. They're really, really, really well done. Which, I mean, with your VR headset, you've been addicted to the.
Yeah, he's turning me into a gamer. I've been playing The Room, Dark Matter. on the Oculus.
The Room Dark Matter. I think I played that on my laptop.
You might have. It's pretty good. I like it a lot.
Is it through? It's through what, streams or something, right? You gotta.
Yeah, you can get it through there.
Yeah, I played all. I think I played all their ones. Yeah, those games are pretty wild.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's just straight out puzzles, and there's a hint system with it, and it's with the VR is just so immersive. You know, it's unbelievable. And
I mean, you've been draining the battery.
I've been
running that battery down.
I've been running the battery out. That's when I know it's time to stop playing. I gotta charge the battery again.
Well, at least you're not bored.
No.
So, so what else do we got?
Philip? What's your opinion on different kinds of locks?
Yeah,
Different locks. You know, my favorite kind of lock would be the directional lock.
Mine do.
But at the same time, they get me annoyed. Because when we did the last room, I was very annoyed because the directional lock was such a long combination.
Yeah, they had like a 10.
It goes up to 10 inputs.
Yeah, I think there was 10 in it.
Yeah, it was definitely 10. And it was just such a long combination. And it's like, I was like, my God. If I lose my spot in the middle, this is gonna suck. But I definitely like the directional locks the best. The locks that I like the least are definitely the ones where you got to put it's a word combination.
Well, it depends what kind of word lock. I don't like the 4 digit, that's the real shiny ones where sometimes it's a pain in the ass to see the letters, but the bigger master lock ones are nice.
The really big master lock ones that have it where it's like the notches sticking up.
Yes, those aren't
that
bad.
one. That one annoys me a lot.
Really, I don't mind that one.
Easy. Well, it's just so easy to like slide it out of place.
It depends if it's new or not, though. Too, you know, that's the thing. Like me and Phil talk about is, you know, you got to keep your locks.
How worn the locks are.
Yeah, if they're worn, then they're garbage. But if it's a brand new lock and it's a word lock and it's a number lock that way, I enjoy those better. I'm older than you. My eyes are starting to go, so I can see those better than I can see outlines of letters that are the same or numbers of the same color as the spindle itself, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I definitely like that. The directional one's the best. I just enjoy putting them in.
I like the directionals too, but, you know, I mean, they got to make sense to the puzzle, though. They can't just be there to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if you're doing a maze, you're doing something and it's telling you up, down, left, right. So I can see 10 inputs onto that. But not if you got to go, okay, I'm going to go west, then east, then south, then north, and then it opens. It's like, well, what the hell is that for?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we've done some where they were on the map and they don't mark it right on the map, and it's like northeast. Well, is that
right.
up or is it left?
Exactly.
You know?
And it's been up or it's been left. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they didn't, it's not specific.
I mean, if it's marked on the map directly up, that's fine. You know, or directly left or right is fine, but that always aggravates me when it's off to a diagonal.
Exactly. Especially when you've gone up and then you're going, from that point you're going diagonal. Yeah, you're right. It's just completely annoying.
And as long as the lock's done, like the puzzle itself for that lock is done well, and you know the answer is pretty straightforward, then it's definitely a great lock. But I agree, if it's something like that where it's not a straightforward, like, all right, is this going left or right? Is it going up or down? You know, and they're trying to make you go in an angle. I definitely can see why that would be an annoying way to have to deal with that lock.
Right. What do you think about the tech end of it? Meaning you put 3 statues somewhere and a door opens, or 3 cards in a spot and something pops up out of the desk.
So shockingly enough, I like less tech in a room. Like I like the bare bones, having to do a puzzle, solving a puzzle, no tech involved. That's my favorite way to have it. Like having a little tech in there adds, a little bit of interesting aspects to it. But the more tech it has, honestly, the less interested I am. Because I just
You like the puzzle end of it and figuring out.
Yeah, I like
and
the puzzle end of it.
Actually inputting it to a
I
location.
feel like it feels more satisfying when I'm putting the answer in
That
and
makes
unlocking
sense.
something.
Okay.
That's a different take because I wouldn't have thought it that way.
No.
I like the mystery and I like the immersion of it. So, like if you're in, and again it depends what kind of themed room you're in too. But like if you're in an Egyptian pyramid, you shouldn't see any locks.
Yeah,
It should
right.
be all
It feels
hidden doors. But you
it
go
feels
into
like a sci-fi room.
yeah, you go into a
or-
sci-fi room or you go into just say a police barracks, police station room or something to that effect. Yes, you would see locks all over the place.
Yeah.
It's the original Swiss.
Yep. That's a great game.
That one, if they still have it, the next time that Philip is up here, we should get them to go do that room.
And you know what? We could do it. Bring two teams up there. We could put Philip on one side and Becca on the other side.
Yeah.
And have a person with each of them.
Hey, we did
See
it
how
with two
far we
people. I'm
They
sure
got
they
the
can do
A
it.
and B side,
Yeah, that's true. That's right. They had the two. Yeah, I forgot about that.
so that you could go head to head.
But what themes do you enjoy the most, do you think? I mean, you've done quite a bit of different themed rooms.
Yeah.
And what do you think what's your favorite themed room, and then what is there too much of with a themed room? Like how many that there's too many of this theme? You
Well,
know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
with saying that it's too much of a theme kind of would also depend on the theme. Because like going back to the video store one,
Right.
that entire thing was entirely video store based. It was entirely, from outside to in, what you would kind of expect from going to a video store, and it had a lot of theming to it. But I don't think that was over themed. But
Well,
if you have like,
No, what he's
I'm
saying
asking
is,
you what theme is oversaturated in the
Oh, like
escape room
overused?
market. You know what I mean? But no, like
is there
your favorite
1,000
themed room.
vampire- Or is there like
yeah,
1,000
yeah.
police rooms, or like 1,000
Pyramids,
Egyptian rooms, or
pirate
would say-
ships, pirate rooms. You know,
Also, I think that when we were looking for rooms the other day, what I did notice is you're looking at majority horror themed rooms, especially down here.
there is a lot of horror themed rooms down here.
I don't know if it's necessarily like that more up north, but down here it's a lot of horror themed rooms. And when we were looking at it, I don't mind doing a horror themed room, but she wasn't that into the idea of a horror one.
Right.
Yep.
Like she has no problem with horror themed stuff or thriller things, but she was like, I don't know if I want to do a horror themed room and be locked in a room all based around horror for an hour. I don't know how that,
No, that makes sense.
And
Yeah,
actually, we should clarify. She is Stacy, Philip's girlfriend,
yeah,
who was with us.
And she did her very first escape room with us, right? Up the
yeah.
the
this
hungover
was her
games.
second room.
Yeah, she's at number 2.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But so I would say that like overused would be horror, but at the same time, if the horror is done well, then it's not really overused. They're doing it well. But when you look at a company and they got 7 rooms and 5 of the 7 are horror/thriller themed, like, well, what if I wasn't feeling that?
Yeah.
I got to look at another place. So, well, where's the variety in this company? You clearly have one thing that you care about with it. But my favorite themed room, I'd probably honestly the pirate one we did, the Captain Spoopy Bones. That was my favorite
done
theme.
very well.
That one was done well.
Now, see, to me, a pirate ship or pirate theme in general is oversaturated in any market of escape rooms. So
Wow.
you have to take it to that level in order to get people to come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you got a point of location.
Yep.
Because up where we are in New England, I think there's probably more nautical, like more pirate stuff.
Down here, we don't have a
Down
lot of
here,
pirate stuff.
it's not. And I think because the horror aspect is more prop driven, like easier props to get.
Right.
And I think a lot of the places down here are just bigger and they go for the big bang props. But up our way, New England is based on ships.
I mean, also down here, the selling point of Florida, like one of the biggest times of the year, is the Halloween season.
Right.
Yeah, that's when they have, all the theme parks go all out for that time of the year, and you got 4 or 5 months out of the year that's based on, Halloween alone.
Well, right. Doesn't
So
Orlando have like Spooky Fest or something?
they have.
That's where Steph was and did the Dark Matter Hatter.
Yeah, they do that. They have
They got the Horror Con.
Halloween Horror Nights. They have Horror Con. They have.
I just got an announcement for the next Horror Con that they're doing.
They have a lot of horror themed stuff that happens. So like, I get why they would use a lot of horror themed rooms because it would draw in all those people. But when I go and look and I see nothing but that, it's like, well, I want to try something else.
Right. No, that makes sense. I mean, if you do like horror, I think one of the best places is 13th Hour, and in New Jersey. We don't see much horror. We see, I think, some, but it's not done very, very well.
Scary.
It's more like up this way is more like deranged scientists or deranged doctors would be the horror part of it. So you see a lot of surgery rooms, medical rooms.
So you apply that under like the thriller or a medical theme?
I would go under thriller or horror with it because if there's
we have done medical rooms, and I think that's a different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we did that one in Long Island, which we didn't put the podcast up yet, but it was the one with the dummy that we thought was going to move.
Yes.
The best paperwork room we've ever done.
Yep.
And that one I would be considered a horror room because of what they were doing. The storyline of it was a horror room. That wasn't a medical room where Curiosity, that's closed now in Massachusetts, the lab room, I would consider that to be more medical room than, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Or we did that one down here, that company that they put the Game Master in with you.
Yes.
I think it's the Great American Escape or the Great Escape Company.
Yeah, the Great Escape Company, I think, or was that
their medical room was a medical room.
Right, straight up medical room.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think my big problem with my really big problem with the horror themed ones would be that, to me, no disrespect to other companies that do it, but to me it seems like it's a very lazy way to go about a room, and it's not a very original idea. And the reason I say that is because if you really look at the storylines behind a lot of these horror themed rooms or thriller themed rooms, it's you've been trapped in by somebody, by a serial killer or something, and you have to escape.
Right.
Or, you're locked in a basement, you gotta get out. It's usually kidnapping based or, serial killer based. And you're trying to get away from them. And I mean, it just seems like they're just recycling the idea. It's not a very original way to go about it. Where, you could take, thousands of other ideas to create rooms, and which I could see why like the pirate theme one would get annoying, because I mean, how much are you gonna do with that? You're gonna be searching for treasure,
Right.
but like I said, we don't have a lot of pirate theme down here, so that doesn't seem as overused to me. I would think that the overusing of an idea and recycling of it too much would be the aspect that kind of bothers me. Oh, I've already tried this. I did this last week. It just has a different name on it.
Right. No, that's true. We've run into that too. I cannot find that room on Room Escape Artist whatsoever.
Which room is that?
The one with the one we were just talking about, the medical room.
It's called Watson's something, I think.
Sherlock's, right?
Yeah, could have been Sherlock's, or could have been the Great Escape Company.
Oh, it was the Great Escape. You're right. Okay. Yeah.
And I think it's Watson's Laboratory.
Yeah, I just wanted to look it up quick just to remember it, because I mean I do remember it. I just wanted to see. Now they only have two. They have Escape Artist, The Final Scene, and now Poker Night at the Presidential Bunker. It's not even the game room anymore. They've changed them both up.
I'm glad they got rid of that game room.
They probably just repurpose again, and that's what Philip was just saying about like repurposing a room almost. That's probably all they probably did for that bunker. Oh no, they had the president's bunker, but I bet you they changed it somehow.
I don't know. They kind of turned me off when the guy says, "There's no
yeah,
there's nothing up high," and then I even made a joke about. I put a joke about it with him.
Yeah.
And then the one thing we needed was up higher than everyone's hands.
No, you're right.
They weren't short people.
That kind of turned me. And actually, I didn't like the way they answered clues there either. When you got stuck and you asked them for a hint, they wouldn't give you one until you asked a specific question. You can't say, "I'm stuck. What do I do now?"
Right.
They wouldn't answer that.
I also didn't like the fact that they were sitting right in the room with us either. So
that doesn't bother me as much. That kind of
distracted me.
I mean, if you get stuck, they should say, "Well, okay, well, why don't you look over there or try this over here?" Not just say, "Well, no, we have to answer a specific question." And well, I don't have one. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next.
Or they could have done something. If they didn't want to specifically guide you in the right direction, they could have made it evade. Like, "Oh, have you checked the bookshelf? Did you read this book?"
They were just a little too full of themselves.
I agree 100%.
But
that's also, that one is a good example. Not that room exactly, but the other one that we did there, the medical one, is a good example of the technology that I don't like, because their entire last puzzle was machine based.
It was. You're right.
With the robot.
And we never got to manipulate it.
And they even said to us that if we didn't do it by a certain point, we wouldn't have enough time because it would take too long.
Right.
And well, why would you make a puzzle that is going to take me 20 minutes?
Well, that's another topic too. Time wasting puzzles. How many times you and me, Phil, have run into it, a time waster.
Yes.
And it may not be a time waster to somebody else, but it's a complete time waster to us,
Yeah.
But when something has 15 switches when it can be 4 switches.
Yes.
And be just as good.
Yes, and do the same thing.
Or a magnet maze that's 4 feet across when it could be 2 feet across and be just as challenging.
Right. Or just because somebody decided to make something to be evil.
Yeah.
That to me would be, especially a couple of them were time wasting puzzle. I just, if you need a time wasting puzzle in your room, then it's not going to be a good room.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the one.
I agree 100%.
Look at the one that actually all four of us did. Me, you, Philip, and Becca, over at Team versus Time, where we were in and out in a half an hour.
Yes.
Okay. No time wasting puzzles in it whatsoever. Great room. Just needed a few more puzzles.
It needed another couple puzzles.
Right? But there was no time wasting puzzles. So that's a good example of no time wasting, but it probably could have used one. And it would have been made you longer in that room.
It would need a balance of, I wouldn't necessarily say a time-wasting puzzle, but a puzzle that requires more thought or more process, and easier puzzles to kind of guide you along the way. And I think the really good way, like, the reason to have that nice balance would definitely be, like, if you have, you guys do puzzles together all the time, you do rooms together all the time, but the two of you together all the time, you know each other's thought process, you know what you each get stumped on and what's easier for two of you. But if you go in and have a whole bunch of puzzles in there that are, difficult puzzles, and you're stumped on one and you can't get to the next without that one, you're going to get annoyed, you're going to get frustrated, and the rest of the room's not going to be enjoyable. Once you figure it out, you're sort of going to be annoyed by that puzzle. But if you have, a nice balance of easier and harder puzzles, if you got that difficult puzzle, all right, you solved it, and now you got like two easy puzzles that you just knocked out really quick, and then go to another hard puzzle. At least it's like a cool down phase, you could say.
It's a good flow of puzzles, really. Yeah, but you're right. It's taking you on a high and a low. It's bringing you up and down. Roller coaster ride.
It gives you that sense of accomplishment. It's like, oh, well, we just knocked out 3 puzzles in 10 minutes. Right. But yeah, you did 3 puzzles in 10 minutes, but that first puzzle you did took 8 of those minutes.
And I'll tell you another puzzle that annoys the hell out of me is that pyramid puzzle, where not only do the 4 pieces have to be in the right spot, they got to be facing the right direction.
Right. Either north, south, east, or west, or whatever it is, yeah.
I could see making the piece have to fit in a certain spot. That's fine. But now the rotation of it in that spot, it just, the directions that they always give you are always so vague on it that it just, every time I see that, and I see that more than I want to see it.
We've seen it way more than how many times have just you and me done it? 5?
We've probably seen it 4 times.
1, 2, 3, at least 4. I'm thinking 5, but at some variation of it. Anyway, we did it 3 times in one trip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and we still couldn't get it.
Yeah.
I think we only got it done right once.
Yep.
But, well, Doggy was just over here. I don't know where the heck he went. But anyway, what would be? What kind of a themed room would least interest you in doing the room, Phil? Philip. Like if you were reading through, like we use roomescapeartist.com to find everything. Like if you were reading that and or say your father is sitting there looking at it and going, hey, you got choice from this, and this. What do you think would be your least?
Are you going off of just name, or are you going off of
theme? Just a theme in general. Just a theme, no locations, just a theme in general. Like, would you want to do, like, you didn't like the lab room that we did, like Phil, like we did at the Great Escape.
Yeah.
Like me and your father. If you saw another lab room, would you say, I don't have to go do that? Or would you say, yeah, let's go do it? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that. Like, I think I would try it, but I do think that room was just so annoying to me that it would definitely turn me off from wanting to do
other kind of medical rooms, right?
Similar, because I'd be like, well, am I going to run into a similar thing? You know, and like I'll know in the back of my head, like, well, it's not going to be like that, but it could be like that, and I don't want to deal with that.
Or like the one, like the one we just we did the last time I was in Florida. Was it last time or the time before that we walked out of Escape Company there?
Oh, that was the first time.
That was the first? No, that was the second time then. That we went down to Florida. Because we only did 3 in Florida while we were there. The first time we were down there.
Then
it was the second time because Philip wasn't even down there yet. You and me just took off.
And it's funny because when they wanted to do a room,
mm-hmm.
and they were looking at some of the places, and that one came up because they have a half a dozen rooms.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? It just didn't sound
right.
So then I read it, and then I saw that the name of the game that we did, and I was like, nope, I ain't never playing any game at this place ever again.
I think they changed owners. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did.
They still got the same games,
but I do think that they changed owners. I know they got horrible reviews on Google, and I'm one of them.
That was probably the worst experience that I think we've had.
That was the
There's
Escape
a couple
Company,
other bad
right?
ones, but that's right. I think that's the worst.
That was the Escape Company, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that was not a good room.
One thing I know, this is a little different from the like not wanting to do a room because of the theme of it, but there's one room that I was open to the idea of doing it, but the description made me not want to do it, and it was actually at the company we just did, the Dolgers one. Remember one that was we talked about it where you were robbing them.
Oh yeah,
and like, in the description it said that you had side missions to get extra money.
Yeah, almost like escapism with your
score.
With the score.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, like the idea sounds cool to me, but at the same time, I'm like, I think I would get stressed having to worry about. Well, I want more money. I want to look good on the leaderboard here.
Yeah.
I got out, but I got $0.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, see, the premise of the score is that they want you to just keep coming back and playing the game over and over and over again. There is no end to the game.
Yeah.
Right. Where this game it's the same type of thing where you're robbing a back room or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other puzzles involved in it to make more money that really don't affect your escaping. It's because at the end you want the highest dollar amount you can get.
So it doesn't really matter if you do escape.
Right.
Yeah.
But once you escape, you can't go back, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's a weird way of doing it. I don't know.
And that one, it was the description that made me not want to do it.
But extra puzzles sometimes work out, like in Mind Factory, where I did that one puzzle and it gave us like an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, extra 10. Yeah.
You know?
That's true. But
I don't know. I mean, extra puzzles are, as long as it's not something that's totally useless, you know, that has no effect on the bearing of the game, you know, I don't mind them. But when you do one and you're like, you know, it didn't give us anything, it didn't give us a code, it didn't give us a key, it's a time waster.
Right, exactly. Getting back to time wasters again.
Yeah.
And we've seen our.
It always comes back to time wasters.
We've seen our fair share of those. You know what I noticed? You know, ever since Philip, you brought up, the video store right there to escape. I've been seeing a lot more of those games popping up now, video stores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Room Escape Artist sends out that daily email.
Yep.
And in there's probably been at least 4 or 5 of them that they've reviewed. And I'm looking, I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook with enthusiasts, and there's a ton of them starting to pop up in there. There's at least 3 or 4 in each group there. I mean,
well, I bet in the last,
and we did that 2
10
years
years,
ago.
so many video places went out of business that you could get all that material.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's probably stuck in storage locker somewhere. Someone bids on a storage locker, and all of a sudden there's a million cases.
Right. No, you're right about that.
Also, at the same time of that, I mean, it goes back to the nostalgia aspect of it. You'd use something that is going to have nostalgia for people, whether it be, like a video store theme, or have it like an amusement park theme, or like that people experienced when they were younger. It's going to bring them in. It's going to be like, oh, this sounds cool. I remember doing this. I want to go see what it's like.
Right.
And, so I think it would bring a lot more people in just because they have experience with it already, and they want to see how it is.
And I was talking with the people at Dare to Escape about it, because they asked if we were there before. And, I told them, we were in the ones we did, and they said that that's one of their most popular rooms.
Is the video store?
It is for the novelty of it and the nostalgia of it. People just love that room.
Well, that was originally why we wanted to pick that room, but it wasn't available, so we picked something else, right? And then it became available, and they squeezed us in to do that room.
Yeah.
So, and then we were supposed to do paperwork, but it wasn't quite ready when we were there. And so, and now it is ready. So, why don't you tell us about it?
All right. So
this is a brand new, very first time review from Philip, and then we have Phil in there. I didn't play the room, so this is the only room that me and Phil have not played. Out of 200 now, he's at 254. I'm at 253 still, but it is what it is. Yeah. He's always got to win. He's always got to one up me.
Obviously, as the room states, it's based on the show The Office, and like at first that room, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it. Like I knew, because I love The Office, one of my favorite shows. I knew because of that I would have liked it. But my problem right away was that there's so much reference to the show, and I'm like, I'm gonna just get distracted this whole time. I'm just gonna keep looking at all the different things.
Yeah, it's only a 45-minute room, right?
Yeah, it's a 45-minute room, and every single thing in that room was straight from the TV show. But the puzzles, I think, if you didn't have a working knowledge of the TV show, would have been a lot harder.
Yeah,
because there were puzzles that just you needed that outside knowledge of this person is known to do this and this person is known to say that to help with the puzzles. Was it 100% needed? No, but it would have been a lot harder if you didn't. Because I like that game. I like the show. He likes the show, and it was everything was very much on the money. It really
definitely added a lot of fun to the room because it's what it advertised. This is based on the show, and you read that, you're gonna walk in. It's like, all right, this is gonna be based on the show. I'm ready to see it, and it was exactly as advertised. It was based on the show very heavily, and I really enjoyed it. My concern, which it didn't end up being as big of a concern as we played it, but my main concern was that I'm gonna get distracted because I'm just gonna want to keep looking at all the different things, and the first 10 minutes of being in that room, 5-10 minutes of it, was me looking at all those different things at the same time of trying to find where a puzzle could possibly be.
And it's actually based on one specific episode where they have a party planning committee at this office that plans parties. This committee for I forgot the reason, if they were disbanded or whatever, couldn't plan it. So they had other people plan it that don't know what they're doing, and the party setup is just terrible. So the theme of this room is you have to get the room set up. It's a break room. Have it set up for a birthday party.
But all the
Gotcha.
like the party,
The party favors, plates, stuff like that.
everything for the party got hidden. Someone
Oh, okay.
hid it on you to ruin the party. So you had to find where it was all hidden. But they did say, which I'm kind of interested in. I want to go back and redo the room once it happens. When we were talking to him, he did say that they are going to be changing the room, and it's going to be based on different episodes.
See, now that's a pretty good idea.
Now they also said
That's a novel idea.
you could because it's set up as a break room.
Yep.
And there is a working refrigerator in there with a working freezer that you could rent that for a party space to have your cake there
Mhm.
and everything. It's not a big room,
You
but
probably have like
you can go there, play the game, and then have your cake and stuff already in the room waiting
Oh,
for
so
you.
then now when you're done with the game, you find the cake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, is this the room? I'm on their Facebook page now, looking through it. This is the one that has "It's Your Birthday" banner up there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's I wasn't
Now this-
100% sure if that was that or if that was part of the video store room, but
No, it's
but
it's actually the door right before it as you're walking down
Yep.
the hallway. It's the first door. The video store was the second door.
yeah, okay.
What they did was the name is changed a little bit because originally it was just a paper company,
Right.
and now it's the paper company.
it is your birthday.
Yeah, this is your birthday thing. And I asked them if it's the same room or a different incarnation of that room, and they changed the name of it, left the room the same because it's so heavily themed on a birthday party
Mhm.
Yeah.
that people were just asking for the birthday room and
Oh,
not realizing that it
is
was
the paper company.
right.
Gotcha.
Because really, unless you're a fan of The Office, there's really nothing in there that has to do with the paper company.
Mhm.
There's no reams of paper. There's no file cabinets. There's nothing.
It's just a break.
It's a break room.
Right. And they can't call it the office due to copyright reasons and trademark
Right.
reasons. So.
What they did have in this room that I thought was kind of neat was there were a couple number locks and word lock that what we're used to doing. There was one of every kind of lock. There was a directional lock, but there was a keypad by the door, and that was used to open 4 locks, 5 locks.
4 or 5, yeah. I think
Yeah,
so,
it was used over and over again
Wow.
because there was a whole wall of doors
Mhm.
that had the mag locks on them to keep
Yep.
them closed.
Yep.
And you would put that in and then hit the unlock button, and
A
if
door
you had the
would
right thing, the color went, and then a door would pop. And I thought it was neat that you had a way to, a whole wall of cabinets. I hope it's not a spoiler, but a whole wall of cabinets that when you look at it, it's locked, and you don't see anything. There's no place for a key. There's no place for anything, and you don't know what's going to open until it pops.
Right.
You're putting in 4 or 5 different codes.
I think the other good thing about that lock was, it wasn't the same combination pattern of answers every single time.
Right.
You can get a different
It was
combination.
4
You can
numbers
get like a
or
4
5
number
numbers
code
or 6
or
numbers.
or an 8 number code, and then maybe a 3 number
so it
code
would
type
change
thing.
Yeah.
up based on which puzzle you were doing.
Mhm.
So it wasn't a very, yes, you're using the same, lock system every time, but it wasn't the same combination every time. So
Right,
it gave it
right.
a little bit of a difference.
That's pretty.
And we
cool.
did beat the game with 12 and a half seconds left.
Now,
It was an honest win.
now let me ask you, and that it's a 45-minute room. Is it really a 45? I mean, like, is 45
It's a
minutes
45
enough?
minute room.
Right, but is 45 minutes enough time for that room?
If you're a fan of The Office, it
Then,
is.
yeah. If you're not, you'll need more time. 'Cause even
Like, you're not a fan of The Office. So if you were in there with a few other people that don't watch the show, it might be in our room.
Okay.
I mean, even we're both fans of The Office, and there was even some puzzles that we were stumped on, and we needed nudges to get past it just because of the difficulty of the puzzle. And we watched every episode numerous times.
Yep.
So you would think, even as a fan of The Office, it still gave a challenge. It wasn't like you knew everything right away just by knowing the show, which I think is also a good aspect to the room. They didn't make it where just because you know the show, you know the answers. You still have to put a lot of thought into it.
And it's funny, we talk all the time about when they reset the rooms, making sure the locks work, replacing worn locks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The goal, the final thing, is in a locked refrigerator. It's an actual birthday cake. The first key that we found, right off the rip, Philip takes it, puts it in the lock in the refrigerator, turns it, and it opens. So we take the cake out. We have no idea what to do with it.
Right.
So we just put it on the table. A minute later, not even a minute, a couple seconds later, the game master comes walking in, and it was like, no, I got to take that. And she takes the cake, and it comes back, and then she puts it back in and locks it, and she goes, you weren't supposed to open that yet. How'd you open it? And we're like, well, this key. And she's like, well, that key's not supposed to open that lock. She was opening a different lock. So we're like, well, we did. We put it in and turned it. And she was like, well, you know what? That's the first one we're going to replace. So, I mean, she came right out and said it. So they were,
Well, you know what? Now, I don't know if you, and it's been 2 years since you've been there, but did you recognize, was there anybody you recognized when you went back, Phil?
No.
So probably a bunch of new people?
Yeah.
Because that kind of
they all sounded like enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Especially the owner. The owner.
That wasn't the owner.
Or you don't think he was the owner? I think he was. I mean, with the way that he was, because he was talking about like he was sending people home for the day. So was he the owner, or he was like
I
a supervisor?
think he was a manager or something.
But
I don't know.
When we were there,
he was definitely an enthusiast.
When we were there and did the video store, that happened to us too. Something to that variation. We couldn't open up 2 boxes or something, and they came in and they said that was the first thing that they got to replace too, when they finally got it open for us.
Yeah, they were right on top of it. I mean, it was a game master that was watching everything. I mean, they hit the clues at the right time and nudged us at the right time. When we opened up the wrong lock, they were right in that room.
Yeah. I mean, we took a couple nudges. I think we only asked for one hit the entire time, but we had a couple nudges in the right direction. We were looking at, stuff at the wrong time, and it had nothing to do with what we were actually supposed to be looking at yet. But as a whole, I don't think another thing that I'm sure annoys you guys is a lot of red herrings in the room, and I don't feel like this one had a lot. Like there was a lot to look at, but there wasn't a lot of.
No, the red herring was the room itself because it was just so much to know if you're a fan of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
But
once you got past
I liked it. I think it was a great room. I would tell anyone to do it. I had a lot of fun in there. And
as I said, I want to go back and try it again with
the only problem is I'm not sure on the website how many people it says, but we did it with 3.
It says up to 8.
And if you had more than 5 or 6, it's going to be crowded.
Well, most rooms after 4 to 5 usually get crowded.
It's a small room with a table that takes up half the room.
And you got the cabinets, fridges, all that. Taking up the other half.
Mm-hmm.
But it had a lot of neat things. And they had the frozen key in the ice cube tray.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did that one. It had a great way of doing the code for the directional. That once you laid it all out, it made sense. In the beginning, I had no idea what you were going to do with these pieces.
Yeah.
And it would just happen that Stacy said, "Oh, look, all these things are facing different directions. I'm like, oh, okay, well, there you go. Must be that. And but everything in that room, I think it was a solid room.
It definitely
For being
was.
a 45-minute room, it was definitely solid.
No, that's cool. And that's.
I do like the whole time I was kind of hoping, you always like having rooms with multiple rooms is always really fun. But this is one that I feel if they had an additional room to go into would have taken away from the experience. Like having just a single room made it, in my opinion, better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a single room.
Yeah,
And
see, you don't always need multiple rooms to have a good room. We've run into I don't know how many single rooms that we're like, wow, didn't even really realize that it was a single room, and it really was. But there was just a lot of stuff to do and a lot of fun to do. And the immersion was just great.
And, we walked out, being a 45-minute room, as much as I was jonesing to do another room because I'm just have issues, I have problems.
Yeah, well, when you do 7 in one day, and
but it was a room that even for being a 45-minute room,
you were satisfied.
I walked out of there and I was fine going home. I was satisfied, and that's the name of the game right there.
You remember your game master's name at all? You want to name drop him?
I don't.
Well, there were two of them because there was
the girl that left.
The girl that started it was a black girl. She was there, and then she left like halfway through, and another girl took over a shift. And
I don't remember.
So the ladies at Dare to Escape, and
but I was talking with them afterwards. I was telling them about the podcast and everything, and I was talking with them before. They said, have you ever done a room? And I was like, yeah, once you get over 250, you stop counting. So that just changed the whole tone of the whole thing. And that made the manager come out from the back. He was like, oh, I perked my ears up with that one. So he came out.
But, it was, we had our set time for that room and everything. We got there early and stuff. But they were, once he had said about the 250 and everything, it just broke out in a conversation about, rooms.
Yep.
And
usually
I think that's also good. You were saying about, is it enthusiasts that work there? Well, it was every single worker talking about it. There wasn't one person that didn't want to be involved in that conversation. And I think that's a good, way, that's what you want from having people working at escape rooms. You want them to be enthused like that, and you want them to be into, when they're, customers and guests come in to try the rooms, be interested in what they've done, and not just, all right, you paid for the room at 5:30, right? Okay, cool. Come on, let's go. Time to start the room. It's 5:30. We were talking, and I think that it definitely adds to just the entire experience of, enjoying being at a company. They it's welcoming.
Yeah.
Now they still have when we were there last time, we played the Ringmaster.
Yeah.
And that's still there.
Yeah.
I think we played one called the Archive.
No, we did
about
not.
Women family secrets.
No, the only one that I can remember playing.
It's a parlor setup.
Yeah, no, we didn't do that one. We did the Ringmaster and we did the video store there. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was it. We were supposed to do the paper company, but they weren't ready. Yeah, we only did.
And then they got the 7th room now.
Yeah.
With this.
The Asylum, which is supposed to be
we wanted to do that one too. I don't think we did that one though.
And then they got an ice cream shop that they're opening up.
Happily Never After, or
no, it's a new one. It's called At the Hop, where it's an ice cream, old 50s ice cream parlor.
They said that was opening January, February.
Yeah, they're going to be opening that soon.
Well, there's nothing on their website for it.
Yeah, I'm on the
Yeah, it
website
is.
right now.
So am I.
Go to the
I got-
list of rooms.
Right. I got Dig at the bottom, Ringmaster, Asylum, Archive, Happily Never After, Be Kind Rewind, Paper Store, and Seventh Room.
Well, the one I'm looking at is right between the seventh room
An asylum.
and Asylum.
Well, then it's a different
It's
Unless
like a,
mobile's different.
mobile phone. Could
Maybe
be
the
different.
mobile site is different.
it's like a photo of a record with the.
Yeah, step back in time to the 60s and discover the secret family recipe.
Nope, I don't have that at all on here.
And the Happily Never After is a pop-up game
Yeah, I saw
that
that.
they do. And then they got the Dig,
Yeah.
which is coming,
It's gonna be another pop
which is
up.
another pop-up game.
You said you're on their page right now.
I'm on their
It's popping
website
up
right now. Like I said, I see Dig, Ringmaster, Asylum, Archive, Happily Never After, Video Store, Paper Company, and Seventh Room. So
Yeah, I just pulled it up on the computer right now. It shows it.
Below Asylum and next to Ringmaster. Now that archive room, Tillman, that room, I think we might have done that somewhere else.
we could have. It's a 90-minute room. We could have done that somewhere else.
And I think that was the room we got really frustrated with because it was very leapy and
We've gotten frustrated with a lot of leapy rooms, so
there was a Scrabble board in it. We had to find Scrabble tiles. There was a desk that took forever to open.
yeah,
There was, unless I'm thinking of a different room.
you might be.
For some reason, the Tillman name sticks out to me. And the picture that they're showing looks to me like the bookcase from the room, but I mean, that could be a generic bookcase.
Right. Let me see here. Dare to Escape Florida. Wow, I didn't even record what we did there. But it was definitely 2 rooms. I haven't updated the list of rooms we've done in so long. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, it was, like I said, it was a great room. I would recommend it to anyone. The people there were great. I would highly recommend that place. And they were all excited about the podcast. And I told them about it afterwards.
Yeah.
And so they wrote it down to see they were going to check it out. And hopefully they do.
Actually, this one, let's hope we release it. We're recording this on a Thursday night, and if I feel like it, we can have it dropped Sunday. So maybe it'll be the 51st episode.
Yeah.
There is one in the archive right now. I gotta put that in from our Escape Long Island or Long Island trip. So that one's still sitting in the can. So maybe the first episode will be this one for the 2022. Probably
Nice.
will be.
2022.
Probably will be. Any plans for New Year's while you're down there?
Probably watching TV.
Yeah,
Playing
I mean,
your
I
Oculus?
work. I work
Probably
at 5
spending-
a.m.
He's
every
gonna. He's
day,
gonna.
so-
You're gonna have a virtual New Year's, aren't you?
I tell you what, I don't know if you've ever used that Oculus, but
No.
if you
not that.
get the right game in it, like they have a roller coaster one, I ain't gonna do that. But I tell you what, if you play the right game in it, it's unbelievable. It's just the 3D in it is better than when we went to Trap to do it.
Nice.
It's unbelievable, and you could do it from sitting in a chair, from sitting down in a recliner.
Oh,
okay.
Dom, you're gonna love watching him do it. It's hilarious.
Well, he's got to get a new recliner in order to sit in his.
You could do
recliner,
it from
so-
that, or you could do it standing, and it's just
The first day that he had it, it was so funny. You know, he's just moving around, looking all around. He's like, oh, whoa. You know, and you're not seeing what he's looking at. It's just him sitting in the middle of the room, moving around. So everyone's watching him make noise and grab for random things. It's hilarious to watch.
It's like a newborn. It's like a baby figuring out what keys do. Jingle, ching, ching.
The only bad part is once you take it off, your perception is so off that like it feels weird to be in reality again.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
What do you do for the new year?
I don't know yet. Probably nothing. Hanging out with your dog.
No DJing?
No, nothing. Steph is still here. I haven't seen her since karaoke last Tuesday, but she's going to Rhode Island tomorrow for some kind of New Year's thing, painting event, I believe. So, no DJing. No, just a quiet.
I thought maybe the club might do something.
No, the club isn't really doing much. So, we'll see. Maybe
well, soon I will be back in Connecticut.
Maybe head to Hollywood or something.
Hey.
Or maybe
going on a ghost tour.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
There you go.
2-hour walking tour.
A 2-hour tour.
In the middle of the night.
You gonna be awake for it?
Gonna need a couple naps.
All right. Well, enjoy your rest of the time down there. I think that's about it.
Thank you.
We got an hour long here, so this is good. Phil, thanks for checking in from Florida. Philip, thanks you for being our first remote guest.
Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to maybe doing this more often with you.
Yeah.
Especially after you do some rooms, or more rooms down that way, and you want to review them. Let us know, and we'll do a podcast about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely down.
DIU Escape Crew is starting to go national, so
taking over the world.
He could be the president of the Florida chapter. So
does that make Steph a nomad?
Well, she hasn't done an escape room since up here with us, so she's only done the two.
Nomad.
She's only done the two, three. So hey, yeah, she's a nomad.
Although we were talking about her when we were having dinner at Ford's, and
that's where it's all started.
That's where it all started.
Fort Myers, Florida. Sitting at Ford's. Have you ever done an escape room? No. Is there one close by? Yeah. Look, 5 minutes away. How do you do this? Okay, let's book it. Oh, goddamn.
He's the OG, the original gamer.
The OE, man, the original escaper. Yeah. So, again, if anybody wants to check us out, like us on Facebook, Twitter, it's all DIU Escape Crew. And that's crew spelt like Motley Crue. CRUE. Check out our website, DIUescapecrew.com. And you get the swag there, man. All the swag. Swag. You can get sweatshirts, onesies for your illegitimate children. Whatever you want. You can even get COVID masks there.
Speaking of swag, I had 2 comments on my DIU Scully t-shirt I was wearing down here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It was a good design.
Yeah.
It became our main logo now. I mean, you look at their sweatshirts. So, you can all check them out. You can get deals left and right. We make, $2 on a shirt, something like that. $2 on everything you purchase. So,
we're gonna make millions.
Let's hope so, eventually. But buy your swag, DIUescapecrew.com. Well, I think that's about it. Oh wait, our Diamond Awards are coming up. We got to start talking about Diamond Awards, and I got to get this 3D printer back together so that we can print the Diamond Awards. But pretty soon, probably announcements will be made end of January, February, beginning of February.
Sounds about right.
So, and again, the rules are me and Phil have to agree on it. We both have to have done the room, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
We don't have 10,000 different categories and 10 different winners for every category. It's whatever
They're
rooms
not participation awards.
Yeah, it's whatever rooms we deem diamond worthy. So
They're not snowflake awards where everybody gets one.
yeah. Years ago, when everybody thought it was funny that everybody got a mother-loving trophy. Yeah, this is not the Snowflake Awards. You're 100% right. We're the Diamond Awards. But, yeah. So, check out all our stuff on the websites. Definitely check out Dare to Escape. Their website is dare2escape.com. The 2 rooms I did were freaking phenomenal there. The extra one that they did is apparently a phenomenal room. And
I would recommend it to anybody.
So
I recommend any of the ones we did there to anyone.
yeah. And so I'm Dom.
I'm Phil.
I'm Phil.
I'm Dom. It's Phil. Here's my other cousin Phil. I'm Daryl. My other brother. You'll hear from us when you hear from us, man.
Peace out.